Hey, what is going on, guys, and welcome back to TCG Madness. And in today's video, we are taking a look at the Son Goku starter deck for Dragon Ball Fusion Worlds. We're going to take a look at the contents inside this deck, and then we're going to go to TCG Play, and I'm going to show you guys how you guys can upgrade this deck for less than $20. So before we do that too, if you guys can do me a big favor, hit that like button. If you're new, consider hitting that subscribe button and comment down below what is your favorite part about Dragon Ball Fusion World thus far. So let's go ahead and crack open this starter deck. I'm very excited to get into this. I'm very happy that Dragon Ball Fusion World is here officially. I do look forward to actually seeing more gameplay of the online version of this game. For those of you that don't know, there is an online version of this. I think it's very good, and I do think it's something that is much needed for all card games. I think every card game should have a digital version, but we won't talk about that too much. Nice backing on the cards too. There it is. So let's go ahead and take a look. Energy marker, we don't need that either. So that's what you get inside the contents of this starter deck. So we're going to go ahead and take a look, starting off with our leader. Love that Bandai has redone the leaders. I think the leaders look excellent. The artwork in general looks good so far. They've done a very good job with Digimon. They've done a very good job with One Piece. And I think they're going to do an excellent job with Dragon Ball. I think Dragon Ball in general had the best artwork, and I think they're about to just expound on that. So let's actually take a look at the regular side first. When attacking, draw one card. When you awaken when you have 4 or less life. Draw a card and flip them over. His awaken ability: when attacking, draw one card, and once per turn, choose up to one of your battle cards, and it gets plus 5,000 for the battle. Pretty good. Nothing great, nothing spectacular. This is pretty good. Look at that artwork already, man. Artwork is fantastic. So 5-drop Son Goku. He has double strike, and he has on play. Choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, and he gets minus 20,000 power for the turn. That right there is what we're going to be circling in on, the minus abilities. Minus 20,000, minus 15, taking away opponent's power. That's what we're going to be honing in on with this deck tech when we upgrade. So you get 2 copies of him. Pretty good. You also have Son Gohan Adolescence. He has a critical. So if your opponent takes damage, they do not take that card into their hand. They have to replace it and put it into the drop zone. When attacking, choose up to one of your opponents, and it gets minus 10,000. So you're seeing that ability already being honed in on for this deck. We also have a 1-drop Whis on play. Choose one card, gets minus 5,000. Pretty standard. We get 4 copies of those. Master Roshi, another 1-drop, play him, draw a card. Pretty good. We get 4 copies. Alright, we also get Krillin for a 2-drop. When it's your turn, this card gets plus 5,000. And when you play it, take 1 card from your life and put it to your hand. So easy ramp to take cards and put it into your hand, because you do want to reduce your life. You do want to awaken before your opponent so you can start doing some heavy damage. Of course, we get our super combos. You guys know what those are. When you play it in the combo area, you get plus 10,000 more to this, so your combo will be plus 20,000. And we do get 4 copies. I like that. That's good. 3-drop Android 17. This card gets plus 5,000, and then add up to 1 card from your life to your hand, so more ramp. Not energy ramp, but it's life ramp. Allows you to basically flip your card over first. We also get some Android 18s, 2 generic drops. Of course, 4 copies of those. Pretty common Tien Shinhan, a vanilla of those. 1-drop 15,000, 4 of those. I'm guessing we're going to get 4 copies of these Piccolos as well. Yes. All right, and then we also get some Beerus. He also has critical, and when attacking, choose up to one of your other battle cards and gets plus 5,000. That is the only card so far, I think, that we've seen in this deck that actually coexist with the leader. Like, actually has some good chemistry. So we get 2 copies of those. Vanilla Frieza's 4-drop 30,000. Here, that's a nice card right there. 2-drop critical Vegeta. I like that a lot. We do get 4, all right. And here are the extra cards, so you can see the difference between the extra and the battle cards. This is the Kamehameha Wave. Choose your leader or up to one of your battle cards. It gets plus 15,000 for the battle. Then choose one of your opponents, and it gets minus 5,000. So I like that. It's really good. So boost your leader, also negative your opponent as well. we get 2 copies of those, and we're going to get 4 copies of the God Kamehameha. I like that. So if you have no battle cards, reduce this by 1, and then choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards with 30,000 or less and KO it. So pretty good 4 copies there, as you guys can see. So pretty good there. That's pretty standard. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the part where I'm going to show you guys what cards to take out, and then we're going to go to TCG Player, and I'm going to show you guys what cards to add. Okay, now that we went over what's inside the deck, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what cards to take out before we upgrade this deck. Starting with the 1-drop, we have the 4 copies of the 1-drop Whis. Again, it's not a very good card. We can do better than those. And then from there, it's going to be straight up all the vanilla cards. So 4 copies of Android 18. Again, we could do better. The 3-drop Piccolos, all 4 of those are going to go. And then, of course, last but not least, the 4 copies of the vanilla Friezas. Again, we can do better. So those are the cards you will be taking out for this budget deck tech. Now let's head over to TCG Player and let's go ahead and upgrade this for around $20. All right, we are now here at TCG Player. We're going to go ahead and show you guys now the cards that I think you should add to your Son Goku starter deck to have this deck a little more functioning, a little more combo-esque, and something that you will have to break the bank for. Now, of course, this is not to say that this deck is the ultimate red deck or anything. No, this is just if you wanted to, you know, get a budget deck to see if you actually like Dragon Ball Fusion World. This is what I would do personally without breaking the bank. Buy the deck, take the cards out I recommend, add these cards in. You'll have a better time playing, better experience playing the deck, a better experience playing the game. You won't break the bank, and it's something that you can take to your locals or with a group of friends, sit down and play. And then from there, if you really like it, of course, then you can go ahead and break the bank and then get the cards that, you know, are the ultimate red cards to add in this deck. With one set, not difficult to see what cards are the best cards to add. Just go ahead and look on TCG Player, see what the most expensive cards is and why, and you'll go from there. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and round out our boss cards. We only get 2 of each of the boss, the 4-drop Gohan and the 5-drop Goku. We are going to go ahead and add 1 copy of the Son Goku, the starter deck Son Goku, as you guys can see, coming in at $7. Pretty much, it's one of the best, it's the best card. When you're playing with this deck too, you want this card in your opening hand because there's no way to search for it. And there's one thing that this deck really suffers from is searching for cards and drawing cards. Which is why too I also kept the leader Goku. Some people will say you should run the Beerus leader for this deck instead of Goku. I actually like the Goku better because he has better drawing capabilities on both the front side and the back side. So 1 copy of the Son Goku, the 5-drop. Next up, we're going to add 2 copies of the Son Gohan Adolescence, coming in at $4.90. Another good boss card too. Energizes with the critical, so you're going to avoid having your opponent draw some cards. And it does give that minus 10,000, that's the ability we're honing in on. Both the Son Goku has minus 20,000 and the Son Gohan have the minus 10,000. The rest of the cards are exactly like that in the deck as well. They're going to subtract power from your opponent's cards. Moving on, I really like this card a lot. Actually, I'm surprised this card is not as expensive as it is, but we are going to add 3 copies of the Son Gohan Adolescence, the 3-drop. Another thing too about this deck, there's not a lot of 3-drops, a lot of 1s, 2s, and then you have your 4 and your 5s. So we do need some extra 3s. I think this card comes in handy. 3 copies. On play, choose all your opponent's battle cards. They all get minus 10,000. Really powerful card there. Really like this card. 3 copies, I think will do just fine. Next up too, we have no blockers in this starter deck. So you're going to want to add 4 copies of the Android 17. This one I like a little more better than there's another couple other blockers. There's some generic 1TN, and then there's Dr. Boda. Dr. Boda is also a very good one if you want to add him as well. Highly recommend that. I like this one just because when he's blocking, which is his main capability, he's going to get plus 15,000. When you're subtracting all of this power from your opponent, having that boost of extra plus 15,000 can really come in handy, and there's no blockers in this deck. So you're going to want 4 copies of the Android 17. Next up, we're just going to add 2 copies of this Krillin. When you play him, take 20,000 away from your opponent's battle cards. Love that again. Great synergy. 2 copies. Don't want too many of him clogging up the deck because he is a 4-drop. So he's pretty high up there as far as energy cost, but he has some good synergy. 2 copies, just fine with that. Now, this one, You don't have to run this if you don't want to. I do like this just because we only have 4 copies of the blocker. So if you don't have them and you're searching for him, this is a great way to try to find your blocker, your Android 17. You're going to want 3 copies of Android 18. Look at the top 5 cards, add a Curlin or an Android 17 to your hand, place the rest on the bottom of your deck. You have to be very careful playing this card. If you play her and you get all of your boss monsters, your Son Gohans and your Son Gokus, they're going to go right to the bottom in a random order. There's no way of getting them back. So be very careful. That's why I said you want that Son Goku, the 5-drop in your opening hand, because that's your ace. That's your ace card. That's your boss in the whole deck. If you don't have him and you're searching for him, and you happen to, hit Son Goku and you hit it on an Android 18, yeah, you might get your Curlin, yeah, you might get your Android 17, but if you hit also on a Son Goku, it's just going to go on the bottom of your deck, and it's going to be very difficult because there's no way of shuffling your deck. And at that point, you're hoping that, the rest of them aren't on the bottom of your deck. Then you're going to be searching. So just 3 copies, use this card very wisely. And then the last card we are going to round out the deck is just 1 copy of the Kamehameha Wave from the starter deck. As you guys can see, pretty strong card at 98 cents. This card, excellent synergy with your deck. It's going to give you plus 15,000 to your leader or to a battle card, and then you're also going to give minus 5,000 to one of your opponent's card. This card really good with the leader, the Son Goku leader, who also gives plus 5,000 on the awakened side. So again, that can be plus 20,000 for your leader, all that kind of stuff. Very, very good card. Just 1 copy should do it just fine. And all of this is going to give you a total cost of $20.54. So we are coming right in at that $20 mark, a little bit over the $20. I usually try to keep it under, but 54 cents over to still give yourself a good rounding starter deck for red that you can take again to your locals. These starter decks cost anywhere between $15 to $20 wherever you find them. Add another $20, somewhere between $35 to $40 for a starter deck. That's going to be a little more competitive, and you're going to have a better time, better playing experience. It's not going to be the best deck, but if you like it and you find out you really like enjoying this and you love this card game, hey, maybe then from there you can take what you've purchased and just really boost it up. Of course, the cards that that are really good are going to be cards exactly like this. Son Goku, 4-drop, on play, choose up to one of your opponent's battle cards, give it minus 15,000 when this KOs opponent's battle card, deal 1 damage to your opponent. As you guys can see, it's at $48.49, so adding 4 copies of that, of course, is what you're going to need for a very competitive red deck, but as you guys can see, that will break the bank. Let me know what some of your guys' thoughts are. Let me know. I'm going to be going through all of these starter decks and giving you guys all budget deck techs. I will be doing some booster box openings, and I will be doing some gameplay with the digital version. So that's another thing too. If you want to go play the digital version, highly recommend. There'll be links down below for all of that as well. If you want to follow me on social media, TCG Madness over on Instagram, links for all of that down below. I appreciate all you guys. As always, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Tune back in. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you guys never miss when I do a video. And I'll see you guys next time.